yesterday, that is title contenders Chelsea Football Club, managed to draw. That was 2-2 after a late equalizer from Brentford that somehow tilted their chances of winning, that is the Premier League. However, it is too early right now. We have only played, that is 4 games, and Chelsea are trailing that is Liverpool by a single point. Should Liverpool win their game, it will mean that they will go 4 points ahead of Chelsea, and with so doing, Chelsea dropped, that is to 4th position. But this time I'll be breaking down some of the key stances that made Chelsea to be beaten, Chelsea to draw, that is into this game, and even what Coach Enzo Maresca managed to say after the game. Yesterday, Chelsea was in its 4th London derby. Reason being, they opened up against Crystal Palace, that was at Stamford Bridge. In the game that ended, that was 0-0. They went, that is to West Ham, still in the London derby, at that is the London Stadium. In the game, they managed to thump West Ham, that was 5-1. Again, they hosted, that was Fulham, and they won, that was 2-0, courtesy of 2 goals from João Pedro, and even that is Enzo Fernandez, the assistant captain. And yesterday, after the international break of almost 2 weeks, Chelsea was back, that is in action, up against that is Brentford at the GT Community Stadium, in the game that still ended that 2-2. That means Chelsea has spent the entire 4 games of its campaign, still that is traveling around London with 2 wins and 2 draws, but still they are being unbeaten, that is into this competition. Breaking down some of the key reasons why Chelsea drew this game. Remember, Chelsea has almost like 3 players who are coming from South America, and this is the longest journey that you can travel from Europe, that is to South America. Previously, Argentina had games up against Peru, games up against Ecuador, and even Brazil had games up against Chile and even up against Bolivia, where they managed to lose. Games that were being held, that is on high altitudes, with key players, the likes of João Pedro, the likes of Estavio William, and even Andre Dos Santos, that is the Brazilian. All these were inclusive, that is in the Chelsea squad. And on coming back, others came back, that was on Friday, and the game was on Saturday, meaning that they had less resting time, and this could have impacted, that is their performance. Reason being, they had traveled long distances, and coping up with the training somehow hit up the team, and that's why the team did not get, that is the good results. I remember still Cole Palmer had gotten some injury in the previous game and had not featured, that is in the previous 2 games, until yesterday when he came back around the 60th minute and managed to do as always, to open up, that is his account for this year's goal scoring charts. Chelsea started with somehow a weaker team, reason being almost like 6 key players were absent into this squad that played up against, that was Brentford, giving chance to players like Facundo, that is Bonanote, the Argentine wonder kid, just signed from Brighton and Hove, started this game. Players like Harel Hato, that is the Dutch international, managed also to get some playing time, coming in, that is for Marc Cucurell's number, who had also gone to represent, that is his nation, Spain, and worked very well. Reason being, he scored in one of the games. A big man, that is the captain, Richard James, also started on the bench after going ahead to represent, that is his country, England, and was part of that team that played the 2 games, and even the 5-0 thumping of up against Serbia played an instrumental role in Chelsea's in England's win up against Serbia. So also this one started, that is on the bench. In the midfield, Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez started this game. João Pedro also started in this game. However, that is Jimmy Gittens also started in this game, and in that number we thought that maybe Estavio William would play, that is into that number, better than that is Jamie Gittens. That is Alejandro Garnacho also came in, that is in second half. So by half time, that is Shede had opened up the scoring around the 35th minute for Brentford in one of the big London derbies, and they had a lead until when Chelsea made some few changes at the return of second half, with key players Marc Cucurella, the likes of Tyreek George, and the likes of Cole Palmer were introduced. that is Alejandro Garnacho, was also introduced towards the end of the game, meaning that Chelsea somehow got back to life. And this was really the Chelsea we were missing out. This is the Chelsea that we are missing out. Reason being that ever since their introduction on the pitch, they made sure that at least there were some few changes that is into the game. They increased that is on the tempo of the game, and even the coach felt some confidence into these players. Reason being that when they are all together, it means that the team is performing that is into a better shape. Chelsea came back, that is to firepower. Colo Palmer equalizing as we are entering into the 70th minute. Then the likes of Moises Caicedo opened up, and around the 85th minute, Moises Caicedo had a thunder shot that the goalkeeper, that is Kelleher, the former Liverpool goalkeeper, that is for Brentford, did not have any chance over to it, putting the ball into the back of the net. However, Brentford kept on piling more pressure, and still they had a throw in around the 94th minute, and they scored. That is the late equalizer, whereby Chelsea had gone at the top of the Premier League table, but with so doing, it dropped that is to 5th position. However, the coach himself, that is Enzo Maresca, stated that despite the fact that it was too sad for them to throw away the 3 points, he gives credit, that is the boys, for the long distances that they moved and the partnership they had come in. And he says that if at all the key players were present, they would have played that was in halftime to kill off the game. By the end of the second half, when we have introduced other players, maybe it was game done. But accolades, that is Brentford, for playing all that and making the Premier League the best league, impacting more pressure, not giving Chelsea the respect, despite of them they are the world champions, but still Brentford played like a London derby, and the results were shared. So coach Enzo Maresca has stated that that put aside, the boys will be now gearing up, that is for the next trip at the Allianz Arena, when Chelsea will be traveling, that is to Germany, to take on German giants, that is Bayern Munich, who were beaten in the quarterfinals of the FIFA Club World Cup that Chelsea managed to win by thumping PSG 4-1. To my followers, that is viewers in the entire world, I keep breaking down that is team performance. So next time, that is on Monday, I'll be breaking down the outcome of the Champions League group stages and what I expect and who do I think